Globe, do you have a message for your fans right now, Mr. Depp?
I'm scared to death. I'm frightened and I don't know what to do. I'm confused and I want to go home.
よろしくお願いします。まず久々の日本についての感想を聞かせてください。You promoted the Mandy Lane film.
No, I didn't.
You weren't there? Okay,
No, I didn't go to Toronto. I was filming my show.
Because there were so many other people.
Hold on one second.
No problem.
Courtney, I can't do this if people are coming in and out of the door. It's really distracting. Extremely.
Hugh, would you listen to this, please? This is punching. It's wrong with the way it says punching. Let's keep on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
With a closed fist.
Basically, I had a pretty nasty injury. The first bottle went just past my ear, and the second one was a larger bottle, and she threw it from about this distance. It smashed into the bar, which and this finger, the tip of the finger was severed. All the bone in here was completely shattered. I mean, it looked like Vesuvius.
And personally, Johny is one of the most soulful and kind-hearted and gentle humans that I know. So to see him get transformed into a man.
Do you think that his career will ever recover from this?
The tale of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is not one for the faint of heart, because what may have started out as a grand love story and inevitable A-list relationship has devolved into a bitter and ugly court battle that continues on to this day. But what all happened here? What cased everything to go down as it did? Is there any future for these two when this court battle finally ends? Allow us to show you a deep look into Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard.
So we broke a story on the website yesterday. I gotta say, did not see this coming, but we found out not only is Johnny Depp getting divorced, but it is a bitter, nasty divorce.
ET can confirm Amber Heard filed for divorce from Johnny Depp on Monday, 3 days after Johnny's mom passed away.
We got to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah.
I mean,
How they met. To all stories, there's a beginning. And in the case of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, that beginning via a movie they worked on called The Rum Diary. It is said that from the moment they started working together on that film that they were very much smitten with one another. Whether it was a spark or a true attraction, we'll likely never know. But they started to act upon it.
is he open on set or is he more private?
He's a wonderful person, you know, a consummate professional, but also a lovely person, and you can't help but be sucked into the Johnny Deppness on set.
Number 9, their dating life. In a court filing, Heard wrote that she and Depp began dating around the end of 2011 or the start of 2012. It was also in 2012 that Depp and longtime partner Paradis publicly announced their separation after 14 years of dating.
You also spoke about recently becoming single. Has that been a strange adjustment for you?
You make sure your kids are okay and that they understand, and it's normal. There's no reason for people to get sort of weird and hate each other, you know.
Depp had 2 children with Paradis, Lily Rose, born in 1999, and John Christopher, 2002. Heard also had a partner before Depp, and she too separated from them so that she could date Depp. Some would argue that this was the first sign that things would go wrong for these two, as leaving partners to be with a new partner rarely ends well. But for that time, it was apparently fine. So much so that the media followed them around and sought to get more insights into their dating life, and it would only grow from there.
So sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm filming this whole thing.
Married. People magazine reported that Depp and Heard were engaged after a picture emerged of the actress wearing an ornate engagement ring. Clearly it was something that Depp gave her, and thus it sent the press to figure out what was going on between them. Depp himself seemed to confirm the engagement in a video interview with the Daily Mail after discussing wedding planning and pointing out that he was wearing a chick's ring on his finger.
Can I take that as confirmation of your engagement?
You can take that any way you like. Absolutely. Also, the fact that I'm wearing a chick's ring on my finger is probably a dead giveaway. Not very subtle.
Depp and Heard married in a very private ceremony in their home in LA, with people reporting photos. Everything was fine until it wasn't. divorced. On May 23, 2016, Heard filed for divorce from Depp and also obtained a temporary restraining order from Depp, which is a big step. She alleged that Depp had physically mistreated her during their relationship and said it was usually while under the influence of drugs and alcohol. She alleged that at the time of filing for divorce, an incident had recently taken place in which Depp threw his phone at her, leaving her with a bruised face.
And then he threw his arm back and he threw the phone, what appeared to be very, as hard as he could, at my face. I put my head down. I said, "You hit me." I was crying. I said, "Johnny, you hit me," because then I start hearing things being smashed, and I said to him, "Honey, you hit me in the eye, my eye," and I start crying, and he approaches me, and I don't know.
However, a police spokesman told people that an investigation into the domestic incident radio call found that no crime had taken place. Heard testified under an oath at a deposition, but a settlement was eventually reached after she withdrew her request for a domestic violence restraining order. She also rescinded her spousal support request of $50,000 a month. Depp and Heard also released a joint statement saying, "Our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain." That would just be the beginning of what was to come. Op-ed. In 2017, Amber Heard wrote a piece about domestic abuse for the Washington Post. In the op-ed, Heard wrote, "I became a public figure representing domestic abuse and felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out." She did not call out Johnny Depp specifically, but the implication was there that he was the reason she became the public figure of physical mistreatment.
My job is to do with that privilege what women without that privilege cannot. Not just with regards to domestic violence. This is a human rights issue. Women's rights are human rights.
Court. In 2019, Depp sued Heard for $50 million for defamation over the Washington Post article. The suit said that Heard is not a victim of domestic abuse, she is a perpetrator, and denied that Depp ever abused her. Instead, the suit said that Heard's allegations were part of an elaborate hoax to generate positive publicity for the actress. Depp's lawyer said the op-ed depended on the central premise that Miss Heard was a domestic abuse victim and that Mr. Depp perpetrated domestic violence against her. Heard would eventually file a counter lawsuit against Depp for $100 million, and the battle was on.
Amber wrote an op-ed piece for the Washington Post in December detailing how her career had been damaged after she made accusations of abuse against Johnny. Johnny's lawyer says that these allegations were all a hoax to get the public to side with Amber in their divorce proceeding.
Johnny Depp, he said, she said, $50 million defamation lawsuit against his ex, Amber Heard.
Verdict is in. Johnny Depp has lost his libel case against the paper that called him a wife beater.
Well, Amber, you hang in there and, fight your fight and your truth, whatever that is.
The audio tapes. Easily one of the biggest twists in this case against both Depp and Heard was the release of an audio tape. At the time, no one had any reason to believe that Johnny wasn't physically mistreating Heard outside of him swearing he wasn't. But the tapes that were released showed that it was he who was the victim of abuse, and that her temper led to her not just physically mistreating him, but not being able to promise that she wouldn't hurt him again. With that, people started to wonder if Johnny was being wrongfully charged.
Hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
And I watched you lie, and then
I didn't punch you,
and
by
then
the way. I'm sorry that I didn't.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You've been a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Not hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you.
Physical fights?
Such a baby! I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. I did start a physical fight.
Testimony. Another element of the case was that many people close to Johnny Depp, including his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriend, and former co-star of films he was a part of, came forward and testified that in all of the time they were with Johnny, he never once hinted abuse towards them. This especially was powerful from his ex-wife, as she and Johnny were together for 25 years. Yet despite this, things didn't get easier for Depp. Number 2, the struggles. Because of the nature of the case and the public shadow it was casting, Johnny Depp started to lose ground, not in the courtroom, but in his acting career. First, he was forced to resign from the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them films, despite being in the first two. Then he was told that he wouldn't be in the reboot for Pirates of the Caribbean. In contrast, Amber Heard was not removed from Aquaman 2 as of yet. Adding to all this, Johnny has been losing certain other court cases, including libel cases against newspapers for referring to him as a wife beater. The end. The court case is still ongoing now, and with Heard trying to stretch things and get as many documents and proof of Johnny's wrongdoing as possible, among other elements, one must wonder if this will ever end. Can you believe how this went from a simple love story to something almost out of a horror movie? What do you think will be the conclusion of this story when everything finally comes to an end? Or do you think we're nowhere near the end of this? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.